Are live. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay from Leprechaun TV and your host of the hot seat. And this week we are firing up underneath the seat of KC, North Texas Barbecue Addicts. What is up, brother? How are you doing tonight?
Hey, what's happening, bro? Just chilling. Just got back from the food truck and about to roll some briskets a little bit later, but looking forward to hanging out with you, man. Appreciate you for having me on.
No problem, man. Lots happened since last time you were on the hot seat. For one, number one, there's a name change. So what's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, originally the YouTube channel was it was called What's New Barbecue. But the more I went on and I'm posting these videos and people are relating, me with North Texas Barbecue Addicts and stuff. So I thought making the channel a new name as North Texas Barbecue Addicts would be a good way to be able to say, hey, if y'all got ideas where you want to see the videos or recipes, or if y'all want to interact a little bit more personably, then let's go ahead and make this channel all about that community. So that's why I made the channel name change there.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off because I got the bell rung for What's New Barbecue, and bam, it's not there no more.
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking on it for the last few years, and when you're in a social media thing, you want things to be easily found. And the more and more I thought about it, What's New Barbecue, I love that name still. And then, I still will own that and everything. But when you think about, I guess, the things that I'm doing currently and things like that, I want people to be able to find everything everywhere that they can look at and just kind of do it that way. Who we
We
got?
got your
Hobo? What's happening,
we,
Hobo?
yeah. Weren't you on with him?
I did not. I didn't get on Hobos. Hobos.
Okay.
The first one I was on was with CJ,
Um.
but I was on
So
with
so
CJ twice.
that time with Baby Back Maniac and all you guys, you weren't on
Oh,
that one.
okay. I guess that one too. Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't about me. Apparently, I was just eye candy according to CJ. It wasn't about me.
we got a fan in the house,
What's going on? Who we got there?
Misophonia.
How you doing? I appreciate you for stopping in.
Yeah. Uncle Steve's in the house.
What's going on, Uncle Steve, man? I literally am. I've been eyeballing. I got a bottle of his Gator Shake, and I've got some chicken wings in my fridge, and I think that's about to happen probably for lunch tomorrow. That was the decision I made this morning when I saw the two. I'm like, yep, that's happening.
I suggest with all that seafood you cook, get some of that Gator Shake on some of that seafood.
I think Gator Shake. I haven't ever thought about it, but I think Gator Shake. I got some swordfish fillets. I think that would be good on that right there.
Yes, yes. Now I haven't tried it on that, but shrimp, yes, and it was great.
I bet.
So
Yeah. I mean, you just literally made me think about putting it. It doesn't make sense why I didn't think about it, but you just literally made me think about putting Gator Shake on seafood. So I'm probably about to go off on a Gator Shake extravaganza as far as seafood's concerned.
yeah, it pairs well. And you know what's good about it? As you're grilling, you always have a drink, right? Most
Right.
of the time. Most of the time goes hand in hand. Make a Bloody Mary and rim your glass with the Gator Shake.
Okay. Yeah. So the only thing, and I love the Gator Shake. The only thing that I've used it on though is I used it on some chicken breast and some turkey breast. But and those were awesome. I just haven't used it on anything else. But I'm definitely gonna have to experiment with that one.
Loader man, Gator Shake is awesome. I think across the board everybody's happy with that flavor.
I
for sure.
honestly haven't had anything that I haven't enjoyed from Uncle Steve's line of stuff. So that's some good stuff.
Yeah. Is your is the wifey still on her diet, eating
Oh,
healthy?
she stays on her diet, man.
Okay.
Next week she's running a full marathon, so
Okay.
she stays on it all day every week.
Tell her to shake it on her cucumbers and
Okay.
tomatoes.
Yeah, so she, man, that's her main snack. Sometimes her meal is cucumbers and tomatoes with honey mustard. I'll tell her to do that next time.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So we got David Foggs in the house, and he usually has his question with um, what is your least favorite thing to cook and your favorite thing to cook?
My least favorite thing to cook, and we'll just relate everything to grilling and everything. My least favorite thing to cook, honestly, and when you cook them good, they're awesome. But turkey burgers, like homemade turkey burgers. One of the first things, going back to my wife being on a diet and stuff, one of the first things my wife brought to me when she was meal prepping was turkey burgers with onions and cilantro. Sounds awesome, but you put it on the grill and it just wants to fall apart. There's really, even if you put the breadcrumbs in it and all that,
It's very
um,
flimsy, very,
it just
very
wants to
flimsy.
fall apart. And
Yep.
then if you leave it on the fire too long, it's going to burn. So honestly, that is one thing I've just went ahead and told my wife, like, I'd rather just make that on a cast iron skillet in the house. Like, I don't want to grill it. It just falls through the grates. It never does what you want it to.
Yeah. One way around that though, here's my thing with it is I would get that Blackstone screaming hot, and when
Yeah.
you put that down, it'll sear it so quick and hard that it'll give it some form
Yeah.
to flip.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
my
you
only
have to.
suggestion.
I feel
You
like
put
I
it
feel
on
like on the
grates,
turkey, you have to build that crust first, like not
right?
the opposite. You have to build it first.
Right, because cooking on the grates, yeah, it'll never. I unless you put it directly on fire.
It won't crust up.
Yeah, unless you put it straight on the fire and get it crispy.
And then, yeah, it's not a steer. It's crispy, like you said.
Yeah, right. We got Grumpus on fire in the house. What's up? Daddy Dutch Barbecue joined us. What's up, Kent?
What up? What
Uh,
up?
Grilling and chilling with Mojo, last week's guest. Good guy, man.
What's
Uh,
happening, man? Yeah, no, I've been watching ever since, obviously before you took over, but again, like I was telling you beforehand, there's been
mhm.
some awesome people that have been running the hot seat, but whenever something like that comes up where you enjoy something and you want it to keep going, for you to get it, man, I'm excited for you and happy for you and glad somebody like you got it, like you're gonna
Appreciate it.
do some different elements to it. So I always watch it every week. So
Yeah, I'm definitely not following format.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah,
Giving it my own flavor and twist, and we still throw it back. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean. You always remember where you come from, and
right.
I've been a fan of the show from day one when Hobo had it. So some a question from his time might come up, a question from CJ's time might come
Yeah,
up, but uh, Brandon Douglas. I'm a guess they're probably from North Texas Barbecue Addicts Facebook page, which Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline's been dropping your link for everybody to
I
go over there.
appreciate that.
Yep. I think we need to see Kenneth smoke a gator.
Yeah. Hey, actually, that's in the works. Within the next couple months, I've been wanting to smoke a gator. A video that I want to do is a smoked gator and a whole hog. I've been talking with Ashley from American Barbecue Showdown, and Tina Cannon about potentially meeting up to do a whole hog cook and do a video for that.
Mm.
And then I want to do the smoked gator also. I've got so many ideas for flavors with that. I've been thinking on it for years. You know, alligator is going to dry out really quickly on the smoker, so I'm going to amp it up with so many different types of juices that it doesn't have the ability to do that. But within the next, 2-3 months, I think that I'll have something out there with the smoked gator.
When I had the uh, Blackstone Backyard Boogie, where everybody come and hung out,
Yeah, yeah.
Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane brought gator from fresh from Florida, and we breaded it up and deep fried it. Man,
You did a video on that hangout.
that was
I
awesome.
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that. Again, that's what's awesome about this community. We've never met in person, but dude, I hung out with you that day. You know.
Right. I think everybody uh, cooking with CJ's in the house. What's up, brother? Gators need gator shake.
What do you say?
Gators need gator shake.
Gators do need gator shake. They also need mangoes, pineapples, and Cajun butter. We're wrapped in bacon. They need all that. They need all that involved.
Ooh. Brew Q. What's up, KC?
Oh,
What's
the brew
happening,
crew
bro?
in the house, dude.
Yeah.
So, man, he if y'all aren't familiar with his channel, so before I started, YouTube or the Facebook group or any of that, I used to watch his channel because my first smoker that I got outside of like a Walmart smoker, was the Char Griller Acorn. So
Yeah.
just like anybody else, I went and searched on YouTube, Char Griller Acorn Barbecue, and he popped up, and I've literally been subscribed to his channel for, I mean, man, probably 7 or 8 years. Shout out to him. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. He's been coming around a lot. You'll
He's
see
got
him here and there.
he's got a cool channel, man. You can tune in and find out about brewing or
I was
barbecue
gonna
and stuff.
say it's pretty funny. I see him more over on the brew side of things than the Q side of things.
I've literally, it was crazy because he didn't realize how long I had been subscribed to him because he's a member of North Texas Barbecue Addicts also.
Yeah.
But I remember when he, wrote Char Griller about when his lid messed up, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Hold on, man, that was like 3 years ago." I was like, "Yeah, I've been watching, man. I've been
Yeah.
watching your channel.
Right
That's
on.
how it works, though, right?"
Hmm. Yeah. There's been plenty of videos, cooking videos on YouTube that I've watched in years past, and now I hang out with the person. It's pretty
Right,
weird.
right, right. And one day, man, me and you are gonna chill. So that's how it's gonna work.
I do plan a Texas trip, man. And it'll probably come sooner than later. How about that?
You got a spot here. Like if it makes it any easier, you got a spot here.
Oh man, I could do a Texas crawl.
Yeah,
From top to bottom, left to right.
we'll get you situated with the red carpet, bro. We'll be like, hey, man, this doesn't happen every year, so we got to do this right.
The plan is to have an RV and wrap it with Leprechaun TV and go all over.
Oh, real life TV, then.
Yeah, right. That's the plan. No goal set on that, as far as time frame, but
hey,
you never know.
If you need a co-host, I'm in. I'm in.
Right on. All right, man. So we've talked for a few and a lot of new eyes and faces and names in here that you probably haven't recognized or seen or hung out with and vice versa. So tell the people, where were you born? Where do you live? And if money and career wasn't an issue, where would be one place that you would pick to live? Like your most favorite place, most exotic or weird, or would you stay right where you're at?
Yeah. So my name's Kenneth Cunningham, and as we're doing here, I'm the creator of North Texas Barbecue Addicts. As far as where I live right now, I live in Princeton, Texas. I've lived here since about 1991. I was born in Dallas, Texas, which is about 45 minutes south of Princeton, so not far from where I live now. I've lived in Texas all my life. I'm 34 now, and I still actually live in the exact same neighborhood that I grew up in, just bought a house. The neighborhood expanded, bought a house in the same neighborhood. So I literally live 6 houses down from the house I grew up in.
That's a crazy story.
It's wild. I moved to Dallas where I was actually born at. I lived in Dallas while my son was born. He was actually born in Dallas. By the time he was 3, Dallas was a little too busy for us for having a baby and things like that. So we moved back to Princeton, which is a little bit more country environment. And we actually were able to buy a house in the neighborhood I grew up in. So I literally see the house that I grew up in every day. And my mom still owns it. She rents it out. But as far as anywhere I could live, if money was not an object, I would like to live, probably either in Cozumel or Australia.
Oh, okay.
I think either of those, either way it goes, wherever I'm going to live, I want a barbecue. And I
Right.
think either of those offer the ability to do that seafood. Like you said, I love to cook seafood. So I think either of those offer that ability to do things like that. And, also obviously the atmosphere. So,
Yeah.
either way, you could put me in either Cozumel or Australia and I'd be happy.
Right. Cue up some kangaroo.
That's it. If the kangaroo doesn't want to drink whiskey with me, we're gonna have to box.
That's funny. There is that one video out there where the kangaroo was messing with his dogs, and
Yeah.
he started to box the thing.
Look, I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. If a kangaroo squares me up, I'm not gonna square it up back. That's not happening. It's not
Right.
not happening.
Uh, I'm sorry. I don't know if that has to do with mine or
What is it?
my buddy Scott Price is saying the stream's been buffering for 15 minutes.
For real?
Yeah.
Not on my end. It hasn't.
Misophonia says wallaby burnt ends.
Yeah, yeah. Kangaroo Jack, time and temp. Like if you're trying to figure out getting boxed on, I'll put you on the smoker.
Yeah. I mean anything could be cooked.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's the truth.
Is it in the United States cooked? Probably not, but I'm sure there are some people that do it.
A lot of people don't want anything to go to waste.
We call a lot of stuff exotic where it's their everyday meal.
Yeah.
So
What's
yeah,
what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
gator.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I usually don't eat anything out of the water.
Okay.
Like I could put up with shrimp. I could put up with scallops, but when it comes to like fish,
Yeah.
I although if you bread and deep fry perch or walleye, it tastes like chicken.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's the most craziest. Although Hobo brought over elk, I've had venison, I've had bison. You know what I mean? Those are all common things, really, in the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
gator would be my most
Out of
exotic
bounds, like
meal.
most
Yeah,
out
out
of
of bounds,
bounds
but something
thing.
that I'm not gonna go buy either.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, not every day.
I did take um uh Hobo some beef jerkies. They had beef uh wild game beef jerky, this store by
Yeah.
me. So when I went and hung out with him, I took some down to him.
The most,
Um
I think, like, I mean, it was deer, but the craziest thing that I've ever eaten that I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't in the situation that it was and everything was just right was I ate deer heart. Like I I would never do that in any other situation versus where I was when I did it. And it was the people that hunted the deer, they, processed it and all that good stuff.
Mm,
And we reverse seared it really quick, hot. Like it was probably like 350 at minimum the entire time, even on the reverse sear side. And that was some of the best stuff that I've ever had. It didn't taste like deer at all. All we did was put Allegra, the teriyaki on it, and then the NTBA smoke shake. And literally, it you wouldn't have known it was if they wouldn't have told me it was deer. I'd have been like, man, that it kind of tastes like skirt steak.
that was about this time last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, you remember seeing? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It kind of tastes like skirt steak, and
Uh-huh.
I mean, to this day, I'm like, you could give me that all day, I would take that over filet mignon any day.
Wow,
Like any
that's
day.
saying a lot.
Yeah,
Well, it's a lot healthier too.
and I mean, how often are you gonna get it? Like
Right. Yeah.
you can get filet mignon a lot, but how often are you gonna get a deer heart? But
Right.
I would have never tasted it if it weren't for the people that I was with. They're the ones that hunted it. It's like I'm gonna try it here. That's like just end all be all perfect situation.
Hey, that misophonia says you know them as Thomas Davidson.
Oh, what's up, Thomas? What's happening, man? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah,
I was
man.
gonna
Good to
say
see
I've
you.
I've seen the name around and on YouTube. I've seen, I believe they've even come to my channel a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
No,
so Thomas Davison over on Facebook. Then
yeah, he's on North Texas Barbecue Addicts. I just saw him at the last event that I hosted in Roy City.
oh, okay.
That's
And
man, I want to say he's been in the group's been going since 2016. I want to say he's been in there for at least 300 or like 3.5 years. 3.5 years.
right, and that's when I was going.
Into milkshake with the bone. Yeah.
That's when I was going. That was when I was going live a lot with Red Mexican for Taco Tuesdays. So I think that's where we came
Yeah.
across.
Yeah, no, I've been watching all your stuff, dude. I always tell people, even in the group, less and less. For a while there, more and more people went live in the group, and then, after a while, less and less people did it. I always tell people, go live in the group, go live. It's really cool to be able to interact. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
one thing to have the posts and have the comments and be able to return the comment, but to have a live like this, being able to hang out, it's completely different.
Uh, yeah. My my mom and dad can't eat gator, but they love seafood, which is probably odd. And they live in Florida. Well, they have a house in Florida. They got a house here in Florida, and
Your mom and dad?
yeah. So
Man,
gators probably served a whole tons.
Gator's probably in their backyard without wanting it to be. You know?
Misophonia says I was in a live show with you and some show from the
Yes,
EU.
yes. Me, you, him, and man, who was it? Me, you, him. It was one of the last interviews that I was on. Oh man. Oh, me, you, him, and the guys from not here, the United Kingdom.
Oh, the barbecue talk show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
it was
Okay,
me, you, him, and him live.
yeah.
Whenever we did, but after the interview.
Okay, that makes sense now. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
So yeah, he was on there that day.
It it can be over fried, or you know what I mean, real quick. It will get a bit rubbery. That goes
What's
for
that?
any uh seafood. It gets
Yeah,
rubbery,
I mean, seafood. Realistically, I mean, in my mind, I know, shrimp on the Barbie, that's what you hear, but in my mind, seafood wasn't idealistically made to cook on a grill or a barbecue. So, that's why you see people use cast iron skillets a whole lot on the grill, or they'll
Hmm.
use a flat top, with propane, or however you're going to do it. But realistically, seafood wants to be cooked quickly
Yes.
and without smoke involved, because that's the whole reason when you're smoking things, you need to baste seafood so much because it absorbs so much smoke,
Hmm.
and it wants to dry out really quickly. So, ideally, you want to cook it quickly and without smoke. So when you smoke things, you want to put all kinds of butter and stuff into it to make sure it doesn't dry out.
We got what is that? Vinicated, Vanicated, Fallen S barbecue here. Fallen S. Oh, he's froze. Is that my side or his side?
We good?
I hear you. Your picture still.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Hello?
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 That's my. Hey,
You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yep, you good.
Okay. Your camera froze.
No, I'm good. You're good.
On my side, you're froze.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to go out and come back in like we did earlier.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, guys, for technical difficulties here. You know how it works with the internet. Everybody's on it. And sometimes working with the phone in StreamYard is a tad bit difficult sometimes. So for those that are watching that are going to go with StreamYard and use StreamYard, just remember iPhone phones. It's temperamental with those things, so I suggest you do it from a desktop or a laptop. I hear them, yeah, snowbirds. uh, there he is. All right. We had this issue earlier, and we had to pop him back out and pop him back in, but here he
Technical
is.
difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I was just explaining to these guys, it Streamyard's temperamental with phones, iPhone, MacBook. Those are like
You never know. You never really know. I mean, until you get down into it, it all comes down to like network connection and all that. Like
mhm.
it really is technology. They own what's happening. So it's like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. I mean, you're here, you're back now. We're good.
so we got Hank Kenneth
Shit
following us,
happens.
barbecue in here. What's going on? How y'all
Yeah.
doing? That's man, that's my longtime barbecue family right there. They've been at Tough Like Jack, which we'll be doing in October. Um, you know,
Okay,
they
so that is one of my questions. If you want to bring up Tough Like
oh
Jack
my
and
bad,
talk
my
about
bad.
it. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Roll
You
with
know,
the Tough with Jack. Give us a little insight and how it works and how long you've been doing it, stuff like that. You know what to
yeah,
say.
North Texas Barbecue Addicts started in 2016, and the very first year we wanted to host a barbecue competition, but we wanted it to be about a charity or some sort of good reasoning behind it. And Tough Like Jack is actually a charity that's in the same town that I live in, that I've grown up in. I know the parents of Jack. I know the family of Jack. I know exactly where the money goes to when we raise things. And so for the last, since 2016, this will be the sixth year that we've done Tough Like Jack. It's 100% proceeds that we do a barbecue competition. Last year we had about 43 teams, and we were able to raise, $9,500 in 2 days for toughlikejack.com. Every year varies. We'll see how this goes, with the pandemic and everything, waving in and waving out. We'll see how it works, but we're looking forward to just anything and everything that we can raise for a children's cancer foundation. We're looking forward to being able to do it. So ever since 2016, we've been doing stuff like Jack, and this is the 6th year. 100% proceeds to children's cancer.
That's awesome. Just recently, I did a fundraiser for KB Outdoor Kitchen.
Yeah.
Caden. Yeah, man. It's cool what we're doing out here, man.
Honestly,
we're using these platforms that we have, man, and it's just awesome to give back.
Honestly, it was one thing when NTBA started and we wanted to do a competition and we wanted it to be for a good cause, but there's literally no words that you can put into perspective to say meeting with Jack's dad and telling him we want to highlight what your son went through.
Mhm.
And we want to continue that every year. Like there's no way that you could put that in perspective of the reality of when we met, he told us he was like, hey, the doctor that was with Jack said it's more fair for an adult to get cancer than it is for a kid. You know what I mean? So it's like the research needs to be way greater. It needs to be way greater because adults they live their life, so it kind of is what it is. But for a kid to do something, they only got so much time, and if that happens to them, there needs to be more research on how to fix it.
Right. We got Booger in the house. She says, Kenneth.
My bud, what's happening, girl? How you doing? Love you, girl.
Uh,
Love you, girl.
and we got Misophonia, Thomas Davison saying, tough like Jack is huge. This will be his 2nd year to hang out there.
Yeah, he came out even before the competition started last year and just hung out with us. And that's one of the big things about the event in general. It's in the town. We host the competition in the town that the family's from, the charity's from. It's very much so hometown driven, and everybody that shows up is just all bought into the aspect of this is 100% proceeds to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we probably had about 500 or so people show up. And that's awesome in the midst of a pandemic,
Yeah.
of things that happened. Right when they happened, we still had about 500 people show up just to
Right.
show respect to the cause and kind of help out.
And how many contestants you have this year? Do you know? You got a number yet?
Right now we're right under 30. Right now, we still have about a month for people to sign up, and a lot of people, they kind of hold off to the last 2 weeks where we'd like to get to 50. Last year we were at 43. So we're, it just kind of, again, it just kind of varies. You never know how things are going to work out during what's going on in the world in general. But we're looking to be around the same number at 40, 43 teams. We'd love to get to 50. We'd love to break 10,000 and just be able to just send a check to, Tough Like Jack for 10,000. That would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. More the merrier. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just, we're already going to be barbecuing. We've already decided that we're going to do something for a better cause. And man, it's just awesome that, like you said, the things that we're able to put ourselves in and the ways we're able to help people is awesome.
Now, do you give out trophies and stuff? Is there awards for
Yeah.
Is there judging? Is it just like a regular competition, barbecue
Yeah, it's
competition?
the same way as any other competition. You get first, second, and third for every category. We do pork butt, we do brisket, ribs, and mystery category, and chicken thighs, and
Mm-hmm.
then you get grand champion.
Okay.
And you also get reserve champion as well.
Yeah. So, have you gained sanction with this?
No, honestly, I mean, we could, but we enjoy being able to pick judges that mean something, kind of again to the community aspect. So,
Yeah.
sometimes we've had firefighters come and be judges.
Right.
We've had, mayors come and be judges.
Okay.
We've had other NTVA members come and be judges. So it's really just been kind of like an in-house barbecue community competition where we judge on taste, tenderness, and appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of and even in a sanctioned environment, you can't really get any more in depth than those three things. So it's like it's a good in-house situation.
Right.
But
Yeah.
lots of people that know
Keeping
what
it
they're doing involved.
keeping it local, that's cool. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I
That
mean,
that's not a bad idea either. You know what I mean?
we want to build the community around it.
But the reason behind my question is if you had that sanctioned, you would get that 50 teams easily.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially being in Texas, probably chicken fried barbecue would probably drive up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, at some point in time, we probably will go to that. We're just kind of in the space we're at. We're on the breach. I'd say 3/4 of the way of being too busy for us to have it there. And I think once we cap out of our space where we're at there, we might look to do something bigger at that point. But right now we've got kind of space for about 50 teams or so. And I'd say as soon as it caps out from that space, we might look to do more.
Right on. That's good, man. It's a great cause, and thank you for doing that. And all you guys
Uh,
at North
yeah.
Texas Barbecue Addicts, man, you guys are great.
I mean, I appreciate you just letting me be on here and even talking about it. That's
Yeah,
another avenue of ways for people to find out if you're not in Texas and you can't be there. You can always go to toughlikejack.com and you can donate year round, however you feel fit. Toughlikejack.com. Go donate $5, $10, however you feel comfortable to do. You can do that at all times, anytime.
awesome, man. That's great, man. And I'm sure there'll be more talk about it through the airwaves, the internet, and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So pay attention to North Texas Barbecue Addicts on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm sure he'll let you guys know more info coming up to the day. But all right, man. I gotta know, man, what's up with the Blackstone?
The Blackstone, man, that's a tough question, bro. Tough question. You might disown me. You might disown me.
Blackstoners around the world.
Everybody, I love y'all. All right. Let me start with that. I love y'all. I may or may not have gifted my Blackstone to somebody who will use it. I may or may not have gifted my Blackstone to somebody who would use it.
What was it? Was it Paul?
No, it wasn't Paul. It was a buddy of mine, Ryan, that lives about 10 minutes up the way. He had I think like two cookers at that time, and he was cooking. He was getting the flat top and putting it on his Weber and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm like, I don't use this. I don't treat it right. Me and Lep have talked about this. Like I don't always treat it right. I should treat it right, but I don't. And he uses it all the time. And he lives 10 minutes away from me, so it's not like it's far. But I unfortunately, don't hate me out there, but I unfortunately do not any longer have a Black Stone. I don't. I don't have one
Well,
anymore.
they have a new model out for you that you could cook indoors.
I'm gonna, dude. I've been watching your stuff. I'm gonna get that. Like that's more up my alley. That's more up
Yeah,
my alley as far as like, I don't. That's what I've come to the conclusion of. It's awesome for all that space. I get it, but I personally don't need it. because when I'm doing that kind of cook, it's usually on a grill, for me. But Blackstone cooking is awesome. I just I didn't grow into doing that. I've just done grilling and barbecuing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or usually I get the cast iron skillet out.
It's
it's the same thing, right?
Yeah. In a sense, it's not the same steel. You know what I mean? Used one's
Right.
cold rolled steel, one's cast, but
Yeah.
same concept. You get the same results. Nice sear on stuff.
Different fuel source.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But dude, I didn't even know that indoor one existed until I saw it on your channel.
Mm-hmm.
And like the second I saw it, I'm gonna get it. And like I told you, my buddy, he's like, I'm getting one of those. He's like, I'm getting one of those too.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're really hard to find, from what I hear.
I've never seen one. I've never seen one besides your channel.
I had mine shipped from Tennessee because I couldn't find it up here in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yep. So another Blackstoner was like, "Hey man, I got an extra one. You want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah, no, I mean, literally, I got a family of 3, so that's perfect. I don't need. I mean, I had the big 4-burner, Blackstone, and it was awesome, but I don't need all that space. Like I just want to cook a couple omelets. I want to do a little bit of fajita action, some skirt steak, things like that, and some peppers. That's more up my alley. Actually, before I even had an outdoor barbecue grill, the first kind of grill that I had was a George Foreman. This is the first one I had, was a George Foreman grill.
Yeah, I had one of those myself. They sucked.
They did.
When you closed it, like if you had a big chicken breast in there, the fat part of the chicken breast, if you didn't pound it flat, it would sit just on that fat part.
It didn't even cook.
Right.
It didn't even cook, dude. Like there was no cooking happening. There was no cooking happening.
Yeah. Blackstone's a lifesaver for a lot. Oh,
yeah,
look at this.
I'm gonna figure out how to snag me one of those for sure. Okay, what's up? Bubba wants to say hi.
Hey, what's up, man? How you been?
Good.
How's sports going?
Good.
Yeah.
What we do? Did you get to play? You played catcher and pitcher the other day, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. You got a batting average yet?
Not yet. We got our first game on the 20th.
Oh, okay. So it's just practices for now.
Practice leading up to the first game right now.
Yeah. When does basketball start? In the winter?
Basketball starts at like the end of October. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I know he's big into sports. He's growing big, man. He's getting taller now.
Man. Yeah. You hear that? He said, "You're getting big." He said, "I'm back in here. Then you want to show him your new thing that you got at school today?"
What, you got, a monkey?
Yeah. What did you get it for?
Fundraiser.
A fundraiser.
Yeah.
Nice. So would you donate and they give you that, or?
It was one of those things where they kind of like so. And this year, the fundraiser that they did was you could donate money towards his class's school supplies, or you could do like a book fair. And so.
And then they would ship it to you.
Yep. So they ship it wherever.
Okay.
So look at him. He's hustling right now. He's like, "Do y'all want the link? Do you want to?"
Hobo wants to know, can the monkey twerk?
Hey, the monkey can do all kinds of things. It can twerk. It can do the sea walk. It can do
Oh, jeez, he pulled out the sea walk.
all of it.
Hey, that's funny. You bring that up, the sea walk. So I'm always messing with smoking and grilling with AB.
Yeah, yeah.
Always messing with him. Every time he's live, I'm like, man, can you do the sea walk for me? You know, because he's
Man,
from LA and stuff.
at one point in time in my like when I was in high school, I might could have done that for you personally, but not anymore. I might fall down if I tried now.
I've seen some of your dancing pictures. You showed me a few.
Yeah.
The Vanilla Ice days.
Oh yeah, back in the white under tea days, you know.
Oh, that's funny. So Grumpus had a question. And what bug bit Kenneth to make barbecue your life?
That's a man. It'll take I'm happy to answer it, but that's going to take a little bit to answer. Um, you know, um, Honestly, originally, what got me into any kind of outdoor cooking or grilling or anything like that, I used to smoke and I used to dip. And if it were up to me, I'd still dip, but I can't do that apparently, according to all my dentists and all those things, you know. But I used to smoke and I used to dip, and I had to find something where I was about 23 years old, right when my son was born. All my friends were coming over that I smoked and dipped with on a frequent, and I had to find something that kept me occupied, but also gave me the ability to hang out with everybody. So grilling was outside, and that's kind of how I got involved in that. Outside of that, I got a char griller Acorn, like I mentioned earlier. Started barbecuing a little bit here and there, and sorry, Brayson's doing some things. Oh, do what? What do you want? Man, he's a he's a salesperson. He wants to know if anybody wants to buy something from him. You let him know in the comments down below. But but
Starting them early, I
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Back to and I got the char griller Acorn, and I literally knew nothing about like low and slow barbecue. I knew how to grill things like, hamburgers, steaks, chicken, things like that. And I always put wood chips in it. I never knew any different besides putting wood chips and charcoal together.
Right.
When I heard grilling, I thought you needed smoke, you needed fire, you needed charcoal. I thought all that was grilling. So I was always doing that. But as far as like when North Texas Barbecue Addicts started, I was a member of an East Texas barbecue group, and there's so much drama in it, and I was just like, I don't even enjoy posting in it. I don't care, like I don't know anybody in this group, and so I went to look for a North Texas barbecue group, and there literally was no North Texas barbecue group. And I mean, even at that time, I was still learning barbecue and myself, and I'm always learning still to the day. But even at that time, I didn't know everything about barbecue, but
Mhm.
I wanted to start a North Texas barbecue group. And going back to how I started this whole thing out, being addicted to smoking, being addicted to dipping, that's how North Texas Barbecue Addicts started. I was addicted to barbecue. Now instead of smoking and dipping, so that's how North Texas Barbecue Addicts started, and that's kind of it. Started in 2016 with, I'd say, about 100 people, and somehow today we're over 137,000 people. We grow about 5,000 a week. Um, it doesn't even make sense to me. It's not something that I promote. I don't boost anything. I've never once boosted anything. I've never once promoted anything. The only thing I've ever done is acknowledge people that enjoy what they do, within the group, and the community has grown tenfold that I could never even imagine that it would do.
Thomas Davidson's license plate says North Texas Barbecue Addicts.
It does. He does.
And
Yep. And mine says NTBA.
And CJ says it's cool that NTBA accepts everyone, even in Cali.
We even accept CJ. We accept a bunch of we accept a bunch of anybody and everybody. The biggest thing for us is we just want people to be there, like what we're doing right now. We want personability. We want people sharing things. We want people asking questions. We want people willing to answer those questions. And once we see that you are or aren't, buying into that aspect of the group, if you're a troll, we're gonna get rid of you. It's not like one of those groups where we just kind of let anything happen. We've probably, not probably, we've either booted or declined over 10,000 members within 3 years. And if growth was the only thing that we were about, we wouldn't do that. We just want people to, like beginners to pros to whatever level in between. We want people to feel comfortable when they post something. And the way I see it, if you posted it, you felt comfortable and you were proud of it. So the only real thing that I want in their comments is positive criticism, or positive feedback. And if you're a troll, we got to get rid of you,
Yeah. I learned my lesson. I try to post my my Blackstone barbecue brisket. That didn't go over too well in the group.
hey, I feel like a guy if things mess up, like
they didn't have kind words for me.
No. And before I went into that story, though, CJ's in here, and I appreciate him being here, but I appreciate him having me on two times also to be able to talk about, the barbecue community as well. I mean, things like that. Like I said, when you get to a avenue of I don't boost things, I don't share, I don't invite people. I haven't invited people to North Texas Barbecue Addicts in probably 2.5 years. But for it to continue to grow, it's because of like you having me on today. It's because of CJ having me on, a few times when he hosted the channel also. So, I appreciate both y'all for, having me on here and be able to talk about the community.
Yeah, no doubt. So speaking of North Texas Barbecue Addicts, what's new in the driveway? You got some new things going on from last time people have seen you, and the new people don't know what you got. So tell us the new pits and what you're working with, and I know there's going to be something else that's probably going to come following after that as you're talking.
Yeah, no, I have Big Dog, which is my trailer smoker. That's my competition smoker. When we went to North Carolina last week, we got the first time I've ever competed outside of Texas, and we were able to get second overall, which was for me awesome.
Oh yeah,
I've never competed outside of Texas. Still brought my Texas style flavors. Still did exactly what I feel should be done when it comes down to, I was only in charge of ribs. I had two other teammates that one was in charge of pulled pork and one was in charge of brisket. But I did exactly what I wanted to do with my ribs, and I was able to get second place overall in ribs, second place overall in the competition. So we did really good there. Rolled Big Dog out there. That's how I got to that. But Debo is my backyard smoker, which is a custom indirect smoker. It's you could fit probably. That's what I'm going to cook the briskets on tonight for the food trailer tomorrow. I'm going to get those on at about 10:30. But it's a good custom offset. And then I've got the slow and sear kettle. I've got a cabinet style custom cabinet style on my back porch, and then I've got the pits and spits. I've really kind of dialed back the number of smokers that I have. At one point in time, I had 15 at once. Right now, if I were to count, I probably have about 8. The other ones are very close by, and they've been gifted to friends or family, and I still get to use them. But I see where I get things that are very close to the same thing, and after I use them for a while, I'm like, hey, you could actually use this way more than I could. So I enjoy being able to be close to those smokers, but also let other people actually cook on those smokers on a regular.
Right. And you did bring up the competition. I knew that was going to come. Yeah, man, this guy drove all the way to North Carolina to compete and did awesome, man. That was awesome. It was cool following the journey, even though I was a little busy and I couldn't watch everything. But yeah, it was cool. We were messaging back and forth privately. But yeah.
It was
please let me in your Facebook group. I'm not a troll.
I got you.
Got you.
Yeah, no, I mean it was literally like like I told the team, it was my buddy Andrew and my buddy Xavier rolling out there. For anybody that doesn't know, for the last 8 to 9 years I was in mortgage. I did all kinds of things with mortgage and bank things, bankruptcy, all that stuff. But now I'm a full-time barbecue ambassador. So I literally, just to be able to talk to the team that was rolling out and say, hey, did you ever think, a year ago we would be getting told that we need to drive out to North Carolina to compete? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those realization points. Like, that's what that was for me. And when I showed up, it was almost like I'm gonna win something. Like, I literally am not here for nothing. And it was just awesome, to be able to go to a different state and show up and do those things that I do every day in Texas, and for someone in North Carolina to appreciate what I'm doing. It's just like, that's awesome. That's really cool.
For sure. All right, man, we're rolling up on the hour. Anything else you got to plug or want to say to the hot seaters out there?
Well, no, man, I just really appreciate you having me on. Go Cowboys. We got that going on. I'm about to, catch up on what's happening, but literally, everybody that tuned in, if you don't know me, come check me out at North Texas Barbecue Addicts on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. But most importantly, just join, and it's not even about me. Just join and post your stuff and enjoy what you're doing. And man, I appreciate you for having me on. That.
No problem, man. Like I said,
you want to say later, Brayson? Come on. You want to say what do we say at the end of all the videos?
Peace. But yeah, everybody was asking him what he's got for sale.
What's that? What does Brayson have for sale?
Yeah.
So what he's got for sale that I've seen. So we checked out the link earlier today. You can either donate directly to his classroom for supplies. It's like $30, an increment of $30. Or you can buy something from a bookstore and they will ship it to you. So,
okay.
If y'all want that info, Brayson will gladly sell it to you.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I appreciate everybody, obviously, for being interested in that too. Oh, snap! He's got the paperwork. Hold on.
There you go.
Oh,
what it
is Schoolstore.net.
Schoolstore.net.
Yeah. Y'all hit up schoolstore.net, and apparently that's the paperwork, and everything's official right there.
Right on. Yeah. So I'm posting the link for the after party for anybody that wants to come and join. So don't hit nothing. Just stay right where you're at, and
Cool.
we'll. My mom used to live in San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm actually the one of the next competitions that I'm going to do is in San Antonio.
Yeah. The two are definitely different. We got a Texas guy up here doing some barbecue though. Broncos barbecue.
Yeah.
Pretty good dude. Yeah. Competition guy too. Got all kinds of trophies in his place.
Man, that's just the thing. Once you do your, you do your competition thing, and then you want to, cook for the public, like it just kind of goes hand in hand. Both of them are very much so helpful, like to know that you have to cook something in X amount of time. That's a competition. That's also the same thing as needing to cook for public. You open at 11, the food's got to be ready at 11. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right, man. We're gonna shut this one down, and we're gonna carry on privately and have some fun with some other friends of ours. And
For sure.
till next week, guys. Love you. Thank you for hanging out, Kenneth. Thanks for a great interview. You're awesome, dude, and glad that the new hot seaters got to see you, meet you, and hear your story. But,
yeah, no, man, I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Right on. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Peace. And we got